I gave that company 5 years of my life, my best ideas, my late nights, my everything. Then one Monday morning, I found out my boss had been presenting my work as his own to the board, to investors, to everyone. Not once, not twice, for 3 years straight. Stay with me, because what I did next, most people told me it was career suicide. They were wrong. This is Nova, and this is the story of how I burned it all down, legally. Stay with me, because this story doesn't end the way Marcus expected. His name was Marcus, my manager from day one at Vertex Solutions. I was hired as a junior analyst. Within 6 months, I was doing the work of a senior. Marcus ran every meeting. He was charismatic, confident, good at presenting. I was good at building the actual thing. We made a natural team. Or so I thought. He mentored me, or what I believed was mentoring. He remembered my coffee order. He asked about my family. He told me I was the most talented person on his team. I believed him. I believed him because I needed to. I was young, ambitious, and I wanted someone in my corner. The late nights I stayed to finish the revenue model. Marcus was always already home. The client feedback emails went to him. The credit went to him, and I kept telling myself, that's just how corporate works. My time would come. Is year 1, year 2, I kept building. He kept presenting. Year 3 is when I started paying attention. The wrong kind of attention. I started saving everything, every email, every draft I sent him, every version with my name on it. I created a private folder. 3 years of documentation, time-stamped, organized. Then came the Richardson account, the biggest pitch of the year, my model, my projections. Marcus stood in front of the board and presented it, word for word. They gave him a standing ovation. I was sitting in the back row. No mention, not even a thank you. That night I made a decision, not an emotional one, a strategic one. I contacted HR, not to complain, to ask a question: what is the company's policy on intellectual property attribution? Their answer was very specific and very useful. I booked a consultation with an employment attorney, 1 hour, $60. I brought my folder. She said, and I quote, "This is unusually well documented. Well, I had been building this case for longer than I realized. Minute 5, this is where I stopped being an employee and became something else entirely. I requested a formal performance review, standard, professional, nothing alarming." Marcus came in relaxed. He always was in one-on-ones. He liked the control of those rooms. I laid out 18 months of work, with dates, with email chains, with version histories. I watched his face change. He didn't say anything for 11 seconds. I counted. I wasn't angry. I was completely calm. Anger would have made me look emotional. I needed to look factual. He started explaining. He said it was a team effort, that I didn't understand how attribution works at this level. I showed him the email he sent the client, using my exact words, sent 2 hours after I sent them to him. How much is them? He had nothing. I told him I had already shared this documentation with HR and that I had legal counsel reviewing my options. I thanked him for his time, and I walked out. My hands were shaking, but my voice had not, because I had prepared for that moment for 6 months. Preparation is the only antidote to fear. HR called me the next morning. A formal investigation was opened. Marcus was placed on administrative leave within the week. The board reviewed his last 3 annual performance reports, the ones he had built entirely on my work. I was offered his position with a 40% salary increase. I didn't jump up and down. I sat with it for a day. Then I accepted. The same office, the same whiteboard, with the Richardson account on it, different name on the door. The first board meeting I led, I named every person on my team. At the start, every single one, because I knew exactly what it felt like to be invisible in a room where your work was everywhere. Marcus left the company 2 months later. I heard he moved to a smaller firm. I don't know what happened to him after that. And honestly, I stopped needing to know. The best revenge isn't destruction, it's building something so undeniable they can't erase you anymore. He built his career on borrowed credit. When I took the receipts back, there was nothing left to stand on. I don't tell you this story so you'll go start a war with your manager. I tell you this so you know. Document everything. Your ideas have a timestamp. Use it. Someone watching this right now is sitting in a meeting, watching someone else take credit for their work. Start the folder today, not when you're ready to use it, before you think you'll ever need it. That's all for today's story. Subscribe if you want to know what happens next time. This is Nova, and remember, karma never forgets.